Hi, I'm Rachel. I am a registered dental hygiene therapist and I am also the homegirl hygienist. Today we are going to have a little chat about gingivitis and what it means whenever we say you have gingivitis at your dental appointment. So gingivitis means bleeding at the gum line, and if you follow me you will maybe be aware of this picture. Bleeding gums are a problem. We don't want to ignore it. We need to do something about it. And why do our gums bleed? Our gums don't bleed because you brush them too hard. I don't make your gums bleed at your appointment. Your gums bleed because of plaque. So whenever we talk about plaque, we can mean lots of different things. Plaque will form about a half hour after you brush your teeth, and I'm actually not too worried about this plaque. The plaque that I'm worried about is plaque that has been hanging out for more than 24 hours or so, because this plaque is the plaque that's going to cause us problems. It's ultimately going to cause a dental cavity if it sits there for too long, and it's going to make your gums bleed. So we need to get rid of the plaque. That means that we'll get rid of the bleeding gums. So bleeding gums is definitely not something to ignore. I take a bleeding score for all of my patients so that we're all really aware of any areas that might be bleeding, any areas that need improved or given a little bit of a hand. So plaque collects at the gum line, and whenever it hangs out at the gum line for too long, your body sends lots of white blood cells in to try and get rid of it. They travel there in the blood, they come in like a plague of locusts, and they sit in and around the area, and that's what causes your gums to bleed. The good news is that gingivitis is completely reversible with a bit of a change in what you're already doing at home. So the main things to think about whenever we're thinking about tackling some gingivitis are brushing your teeth twice a day, every single day. You want to make sure that you brush your teeth for 2 full minutes. Now, whenever you're brushing your teeth, 2 minutes is the longest 2 minutes of your life. I know it, I feel it as well. The way around that is to use possibly an electric toothbrush that has a built-in timer, or use egg timer, a bit like this one. So they're really cheap to get. Amazon, some of your dental practices will probably have little egg timers that you can pop home with, and this way you'll know if you're brushing your teeth for long enough. This doesn't mean that I want you to go crazy and brush your teeth really hard. Plaque's really small and soft, so it doesn't actually need that much pressure for you to clear it completely effectively. So if you're brushing and massaging those areas closer to the gum line, it will be with enough force to remove the plaque, but it won't cause any damage to those areas and cause recession or overbrushing. If you're concerned about overbrushing, you can have a little look at some of my other posts on that on my website. A great way to manage that as well is with an electric toothbrush with a pressure sensor. The thing with electric brushes is rather that you want to let them do the work for you. That's why they're all the big money. So you want to point it down to the gum line, yes, but you don't want to move it back and forward. It's doing all the movements for you, so you just want it to glide along the gum line. Some of you guys also end up with bleeding even though that you're brushing your teeth really regularly, because some areas get missed out. So what I try and do is keep everything really systematic so that whenever you go into autopilot, you're muscle memory is there to brush everywhere evenly. So I divide your mouth into 4 sections. This is what I always say, and this is what I do at home. I divide my mouth into 4 sections, like a little cross, and I spend 30 seconds on each section, 10 seconds on the area closer to my cheeks, 10 seconds on the bit that you bite on, and 10 seconds on this area here closer to my tongue or closer to my palate. And they're the bits that get missed all the time. Loads of people miss those areas or don't brush those areas as well as they do the areas that you can see. So really want to focus on those areas and make sure that they're getting as much TLC as the outside is. We want you to change your toothbrush regularly. Whenever your bristles of your toothbrush are sitting up straight like soldiers, they're consistently cleaning in the same place every time. When the bristles look a bit like this, they aren't cleaning those same areas. Even a change from this to this can make a big, big difference. So if your toothbrush head looks like this, it's time to get a new one. Another reason that you might be suffering from gingivitis, even though you're brushing your teeth twice a day, every day, is that a toothbrush will only clean about 60% of the surfaces of your teeth. This means that we need to have something in the mix that is going to clean in between your teeth for you. So ideally, I would say that would be an interdental brush, like a little bristle brush like this. Or some floss, or something like a water flosser. So that will mean that those areas can be cleared of plaque, and then your body won't have that big response. The white blood cells won't have to travel to the area in the blood, so the area won't bleed. So even after you've done all of these things, it takes your body a little while to get with the program. So you might still have signs of gingivitis, bleeding at the gum line, after you've done all of these things. Sometimes it takes about a week for your body to catch up. So keep going, persevere. Please don't stop if areas are bleeding. It's just your body's way of saying, I need a little bit more help and clean me a little bit more thoroughly and regularly. So I hope this has been helpful in answering any questions that you might have about gingivitis. So if you hear that you have gingivitis at your dental appointment, you'll know a little bit more about what we are talking about. The great thing about gingivitis is that it's completely reversible, but it's the first step to gum disease, which unfortunately is not reversible. So it's really important to act on it now and get a plan in place to get your gums back to their original healthy state. Thanks everybody. If you have any questions about bleeding gums, please feel free to contact me through my website or on my Instagram page, Homegirl Hygienist. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Stay safe. Take care.